Hi, my country people. Them another edition of Tori Day. Now your boy is Dr. Orock in Texas, USA. I get some good Tori for now today. Well, I was born in Malmfe, Manu Division in Cameroon. I grew up mostly in Kumba. Went to PSS Kumba, did my secondary education. JHS Limbe is where I did high school. Did a little bit of Ngwaikele. And then I went to teacher training, and then finally I traveled to the United States some 19 or so years ago. I came to the United States, did undergraduate in biotechnology, worked a little bit with a pharmaceutical company named Biogen Tech in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Then I decided that I needed more, and I went to pharmacy school, and here I am today, Doctor of Pharmacy. It's up to you. I would say that to anybody listening right now. It's up to you. It's challenging, like any other career is challenging. Just being in the States alone is challenging by itself, and then incorporating that with school is also really challenging. So you have to know what you want and set specific goals for yourself. You require some courses. Some core courses are required, which thankfully for me, my undergraduate degree fulfilled those courses. So I really did not have so much problems getting into pharmacy school. And I would advise anybody who's coming to the States newly that you have a game plan for yourself, because you can easily get sucked into the working and making quick money for your family, but usually it takes anywhere between 5 to 10 years to really get settled in this country with a career. So word of advice to any young person coming here: cars, flashy clothing, those things are abundant here. You can have those things anytime in life. Set specific goals for yourself, 5, 10 years. I want to be this person, and thankfully the United States is a place where you do not need anybody. You can set those goals for yourself with a little bit of hard work. You can be wherever you want to be. And nobody ever thought that, including myself, that someday I'll be sitting here as a doctor of pharmacy, taking care of a lot of patients from diverse backgrounds. It's testament that anything is possible if you put your mind to it and you work hard for it. Now, to become a pharmacist, depending on the state where you find yourself, there are conditions that are different depending on the state and the school. But bottom line is you have to go to school, get some science courses down. After you get the science courses, there are a certain number of credits that you have to fulfill. Once you do that, you tender in your application, and once there's a review board depending on the school and the state, that will notify you anywhere between a month and 3 months whether you've been accepted or not. And so for me, I did an undergraduate degree in biology and biotechnology, which required me to do a lot of science courses and the humanities, which when it was time for me to apply into pharmacy school, I did not need to go back and do those courses all over again, so it was pretty easy for me. There are, of course, with any endeavor in life, there are challenges. Like I said before, it's up to you to, know what you want and decide that, okay, this is difficult, because nothing, let's face it, nothing good really comes easy. It's difficult because you have to, for a lot of us, you have to um, juggle between being a student and also being a worker, because you still have to pay your bills. Despite the fact that you're in school, you still have to take care of yourself. And for some of us, you still have to take care of people living back home in Africa. It's really challenging because work is really hectic. And so I did part work and part loans, which for some people it's pretty hard. But honestly, there is no gain without investment. Investment in terms of loans, because in the long run, you realize the difference. Even though you incur some loans after you graduate, but if you don't do that, it's just going to be a lot harder. So the United States has student loan programs, private loans, depending on your situation. You can tap into those and to help you out. And so that's what I did. Given you graduate with a lot of loans, but still you have a better life than somebody who's just out there doing the menial jobs. And you can pay the loans gradually, thankfully, and so it's not usually a problem.
Did you have other challenges, like beside the loans? And
Of course, everybody has challenges. I did have challenges, family challenges, but then those are secondary. If you have your eye on the ball, I usually tell the younger people who come to me for advice, have your eye on the ball, don't lose your focus despite the challenges, because a lot of times those are the distractors that will make a lot of people not succeed in professional schools. I know a lot of people who have been kicked out, who dropped out because they just can't handle situations like that. You have to be able to tell yourself, this is what I want, regardless of all the distractors around me. I have to make a decision. And sometimes, as heartless as it might sound, sometimes you have to put your family members aside just to get to that point where you want to be. And in the long run, they'll realize that, okay, you did a good investment. My main motivation, I would say, is different for different people. Failure to fail. And it comes down to personal goals. I did not, I always thought to myself, this is a challenge I've given myself and I have to see it through. So just the fact that you don't want to fail. And in the US, education is not cheap. And so you look at the financial burden that you're incurring through the process. And for me, I came to this country as an adult. I did not have too much time. I don't have too much time to waste. So I just stayed focused and I kept reminding myself where I came from and just say, you know what, this is what I want and failure is not an option. So that kept me motivated. Honestly, some days I only slept like 3 hours out of the 24 hours to make sure everything was fine. So, motivation, you can look at role models, you can look at other people to find inspiration and find motivation, but a lot of times motivation, you have to find it from within yourself because you cannot compare yourself to somebody else. Everybody is different. We have different circumstances, we come from different backgrounds, and so therefore different things will motivate different people. For me, my motivation was fear to fail. Failure was not an option given my age. So, and I already had a family, and so I look at my kids and I say, no, I have to succeed for my kids. And so that's how I stayed grounded, and I thank God I was able to finish. Of course, in any career, there are some challenges that you have to face, but how you deal with them, because honestly, there's no job that is free of challenges. How you deal with those challenges is how you last in the career or how you enjoy the job. You have some challenges, especially with colleagues. In the pharmacy profession, mostly colleagues. I work in retail pharmacy right now where you have to deal with different individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds. So you have to try to understand people from where they're coming from. Sometimes people come to the pharmacy and yell at you, not because they're really angry at you, it's just because they are frustrated about their illness, frustrated about the insurance companies and other things. So it's just a matter of you having the mindset to know that, okay, I have to deal with each situation differently. And never carry any grudges. because you're going to get burnt really quickly because you're dealing with the community and you're going to have people who are unruly, people who appreciate you, and people who come there and think that you're just there standing doing nothing. But those challenges will always be there in any profession. So long as you're dealing with human beings, we are all different. We have different temperaments. We have things that matter to us. So it's just trying to find the right balance on how to deal with people. And then, you know, that's just the nature of the job. And then you enjoy it. All right. In terms of advice to young people who want to get into the pharmacy profession, number one thing, start researching, start asking questions, meet people who have gone through it, ask for their advice. The one thing that I did not do was ask for advice, and I paid the price so dearly in the beginning, and then I had to struggle because, you know, of my age and everything to catch up. First thing, get a pharmacy technician job if you want to be a pharmacist, because that's the environment you're going to be in. So when you get into school, it's not going to be intimidating. Plus, it's going to be a plus for you because you already know the work environment and you're going to learn some of the drugs even before you get there. Let me tell you something. The first day I got to school, they gave me that list of the top 200 drugs. It sounded like some strange language from nowhere. I had no clue. My classmates who were pharmacy technicians already, they picked it up like real quick. So talk to somebody who's a pharmacist already. Get a job as a pharmacy technician. That's going to help you a lot. Take it from me. I suffered through my first rotations because that environment was so strange to me. You know, everything was so new. So people, if you want to be a pharmacist, start early. Get a pharmacy technician job. Start taking your prerequisites. Go to a community college so that you can save money and take those courses that are required. Go to the university, ask them, go to the website, look at what is required. That is how you succeed. Talk to people who have been through it. Don't be shy to ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask your financial options. Ask things. Apply to many colleges and universities because they are not all the same. I went to the very first one that accepted me, and my loan is like 200 times more than some other people went to other states that are cheaper. And for the young people who are unmarried, it's easier. You can get a school anywhere and pack your things and leave. You know, you want to come out with as less loans as possible because ultimately you have to pay those loans back like I'm doing right now. So ask the questions, prepare, be ready for it, and do not lose focus. Do not lose sight. Do not walk because you're going to get thrown out. Take it from me, the coursework is not a joke. Maybe the third year when you're almost done or the fourth year when you're almost done, you can get a part-time job to help you out. But in the beginning, it's going to be really hectic. So stay focused and get your stuff done. That's the little that I can remember for now. Well, future for pharmacists. I see pharmacists already have an expanded role. Like I said a few minutes ago, a lot of people think that being a pharmacist is just dispensing prescriptions, sitting behind that counter. But you can use your degree to do a lot of other things. People did not know that you could work in an insurance company. You could work in a hospital. You could work as a nuclear pharmacist. You could do a lot of things with a degree. And so I think, you know, the way things are going, pharmacists very soon will not be doing what they're doing right now. I think there is a drive towards more clinical aspects of the profession where there'll be more collaborations with physicians to ensure better outcomes for the patients. And so it's a nice little profession to be in because it's constantly evolving and things are changing. And hopefully in the nearest future we will not be calling doctors to ask for changes. We'll be able to make the changes which is prescriptive authority, which most states have already begun with. And so I think it's a bright future for the profession. Hi everyone, it's been your boy Dr. Orock on Tori Day. I really enjoyed the talk, and you guys should keep watching because more is coming. I look forward to your questions. If you have any questions, log on to Tori Day and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Ciao.